So the first thing that I wanted to say, and it's a thank you in general for everything, but at the third episode, you put Ghosts and Goblins, and I freaked out when I saw that because it was the first video game that I ever played.
Oh, really?
We have 1 year of difference, so everything that you put inside Stranger Things, we basically, it's like everything that I experienced, and I said, oh my God, that's the first video game. I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
It was so
That's
cool.
so cool.
So, and also in the third episode, this is the first question that I wanted to ask you. How much Home Alone is inside that episode? How much the time that you have spent watching that during, Christmas time with together pop up there?
I've watched Home Alone a lot. I mean, it's when you were growing up, you had, maybe a handful of VHSs. So it was probably one of our first 10 VHSs. So, if you didn't have a rental in the house, you would just pop in one of those. So we watched Home Alone a lot, and I think it holds up really well. It's a fantastic movie, and it certainly influenced. It particularly influenced episode 3 this year. So you're right in picking up on the Home Alone influence. But that the booby trap thing, was a trope of the 80s. I mean, Home Alone was early 90s, but Lost Boys was a reference as well, and Nightmare on Elm Street, of course. So all 3 of those films influenced episode 3.
And it's really interesting also at the beginning of this new season, without spoiler, but there is like the quarantine after the year.
Yeah.
Right.
How much it echoes our, reality in that you write, I think that you started to write during the
Yeah.
pandemic. So how much that aspect can also let us reflect on the status that we are now, because
Yeah.
some of the things that Robin says is something that we might say every day.
It's
very
true.
So how much was important to you to tackle this?
Yeah, I mean, because we finished writing season 4 amidst the pandemic, and then we went straight in because we were unable to shoot for a while. So we went and broke the first season break of season 5 was written over Zoom with our writers. I think we were all feeling a little trapped, as was the rest of the world, and so it obviously influenced season 5 in a way, and what these characters are feeling.
Yeah, I do think that writing or outlining 5 during the pandemic did lead to the idea of the quarantine. I can't remember exactly, but I'm fairly sure that it did.
And you create a word that is, a nostalgic feeling at the same time as a coming of age. How
Yeah.
much of this in creating, crafting the Hawkins and the Upside Down, it's like a processing of your own emotion, like fears, loss, and friendship, and how much is a reference to the pop culture that we love?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is very much both, but it's such so much of it is subconscious, though. So much of it is not something that we openly talk about in the writer's room, because you're not even aware of how this stuff influenced you as growing up. But really, it is an exploration of our childhood and what it felt like to grow up in North Carolina. And so pop culture was a big part of our childhood. These movies were, when I think back about childhood, a lot of my memories are these films that we watched, but a lot of my memories also relate to schools, our friends at school, the jerks at school, all the sort of anxiety and other difficult emotional times that we experienced growing up. So all of that sort of fuses together to create the story of Stranger Things. And then that's fused with, our relationship with the actors and all the other people that we're collaborating with and their experiences growing up. So it's hard to know. It's like a massive chemistry experiment. So when all is said and done, it becomes its own thing, and it's often surprising even to us.
It really talks to everybody also through the screen on the other side. So
Right.
The last question that I wanted to ask you, we can't spoiler, but what was the best found theory that you ever read online?
Oh, man.
I think
you didn't put it in.
The best fan theory. I mean, somewhat. The fans are pretty incredible. I think in season 4, someone correctly guessed that Vecna was 1. And we were pretty stunned by the accuracy of his prediction. He also, or she, I don't remember who it was, predicted more than that, but they were
They're pretty spot on.
They were spot on.
But sometimes the fun ones are not spot on. Like Eddie's gonna be a vampire. That's always a fun one. It's not accurate, but it's fun to read about.
Can I say it's my favorite one too?
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time. The only thing that I wanted to say to you is that when the first season was such a success,
Yeah.
through your work, we have 1 year of difference. I really realized that we millennials, you took the pop culture and you took the entertainment and everything was you change our life also in the other side, in the upside down of that. So
Amazing. Thank you so much.
thank you so much.